And we're in. This is a we don't always say it reminder. We usually say it at the end. We don't usually say it at the beginning. But this show is brought to you by Good Company by 3SB, our apparel line, where exciting things will be happening in the next
week.
3sb.co.
Catch it while it's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for ways to support this content, that's a good one right there.
I'm checking my emails.
Check out my email. Remember Strong Bad? Did you ever see Strong Bad?
No. I know Sinbad.
Different. Strong Bad was a little animated thing, and it was like probably late 90s, early 2000s.
Is this a computer thing?
I
don't think we got a computer till like 98.
It was probably around in 98. And
then I'm just on Playboy.com and StarCraft. That's all I knew the internet was.
I will throw him up here so you can see.
And now it's 2022, and that's still all the internet is to me. Oh, I know that dude for sure.
Yeah, that's Strong Bad.
For sure I know him.
Yeah, and in the videos he used to say, check out my email. I
don't remember that. Like, that's a faint memory, but dude, that guy's sick. How do we buy, edit this out, how do we buy the license to him? We need
That's
a
a really good question.
We need a t-shirt with him. He's fucking sick.
He looks a lot like
Homestar Runner. I remember that.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. Looks a lot like Deadpool, but not.
No, he's sick. We for sure could do a license deal with that. Yeah. No way it's that expensive, right? Popular culture, dude, he's sick.
Yeah, what years were we dealing with Strong Bad? Character creation, Roland Homestar Runner.
I remember the name of that, but I don't know if I've like watched it. I don't know what.
So Lucha Libre style fighter.
Oh,
1983 arcade game, tag team wrestling. Yeah, awesome. Strong Bad.
Where I was heading with the email is that I know people way smarter than I make these decisions for companies such as Disney and Marvel or whatever.
Yeah.
So they obviously have much more data, and if it didn't make financial sense, they wouldn't do these things.
Correct.
But I got pitched on a Blu-ray today.
What?
On Eternals, which has always been free to buy an Eternals Blu-ray. And I'm just like, where is that? Like, I'm sure the profit's insane, right? Like, the disc costs them less than a penny.
The only DVDs that I bought in the last several years, I bought, I got suckered into buying the 4K versions of the first, 3 Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I mean, but that's still cool. Like, and it's something you like. It's more of a collectible idea. And I guess Eternals hypothetically would be too if you're a big Marvel head. But
yeah,
I just don't get it.
But what I don't have is a 4K DVD player.
Yeah, I don't got anything to play it.
That's thing one. Thing two, the first movie, the motion picture, they're actually doing it again. They're actually they're doing a new 4K version of it that's different than the one that I just bought,
just different edits
2 or 3 months ago. Different process.
Yeah, see, that gets kind of weird, too. Then it just really does feel like a money grab. Like, you're just trying to buy me every 4K. Like, make it special if I'm going to drop $30 for a item that's fucking older than Jurassic Park.
I think people don't understand that when they do the 4K stuff, they're recolor grading the whole movie usually. Right. So it looks dramatically different. The lighting is dramatically different, especially if it was shot on film and they're scanning every frame.
But you could stream that, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can totally stream that. I mean, none of this stuff is unstreamable at this point.
And 8K, I imagine 8K will be the norm in about 2 years.
I don't know. 4K is not really the norm now.
Yeah, I guess it depends where you look or where you go. But buying TVs and stuff, it kind of is. Maybe not the actual content.
Buying TV, but the content is
up and down.
Yeah. Amazon does stuff in 4K.
Yeah. Maybe
Netflix does stuff in 4K.
And there.
I'm paying extra for it, so I hope they do.
Yeah. You pay $100 a month when you get 8K.
The 4K looking stuff that you would be exposed to is like big games.
Yeah.
Like the World Series last year or the last several years, or the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl the other day looked amazing.
Yeah, I think some of the UFC stuff is, but you got to pay extra. I don't know. And then again, depending on how nice your TV is and is it worth it? Is it not worth it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm not buying a fucking Blu-ray.
So I pulled you off your point at least twice. Okay.
That was it. It was just Blu-ray.
Okay.
It was just I know these people are smarter than me, and so like I just kind of bow down to that. Like, all right, whoever's marketing or product design for Disney is way beyond. They have obviously their data, which I don't have, and they're smarter than me. So there's a reason they're selling Blu-ray. It has to make financial sense, but it seems absolutely stupid.
Collectibles is the only thing I can think of. But how many people? I don't know. There are a lot of Disney collectors.
And a lot of Marvel.
Take that back.
Disney's probably number one in the world, I'd imagine, for fucking psychopath fans.
Probably, and has been forever.
Yeah,
has been my. Yeah. I remember like my best friend in grammar school. Like his family was they collected Disney shit.
Yeah, pins, Christmas ornaments, DVDs, costumes, stuffed animals. Yeah. I mean, they have crushed branding.
I think it's just it's a rebranding of being a hoarder.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's
for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's an innocent look on a hoarder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Upscaling a hoarderness.
And I like that stuff. I really like collectible shit.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but I ain't buying a Blu-ray. That's the end of it. Like I still got the VHS Star Wars sitting on my desk at home. It's cool. It's cool. With little it was probably 2000, probably just before Episode 1 came out, where the Darth Vader, it's not a helmet, but it's a picture of him kind of slides out. Everyone has, not everyone has it, but everyone has that
96, 97
yeah,
one.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. I have that. That's cool.
I got that one at home. Yeah. I have VHS versions of the first 3 movies that are like, not widescreen. They're actual original type shit. Yeah. But I didn't buy them like right away. But I was looking at an article this week. An original VHS copy of Star Wars.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's going for auction. I think this week, and it's expected to go for about $75,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One VHS tape, $75,000. There are certain markings on it that show that it's like a first edition, whatever.
Yeah,
but
and condition's got to be pristine,
unopened.
Yeah,
unopened.
Right.
Like
I get
it. Who thought that far ahead? That's nuts.
No, it was probably someone that actually didn't like Star Wars that got it as a gift.
Maybe.
Right? Because then they never opened it because they didn't even want to watch it.
Or maybe they bought 2 at the time. But like
my dad had some foresight on shit like that. Like he wasn't a collector or anything, but he would always say like, this is probably gonna be worth money in years, and he's mostly right. Like I ended up fucking probably destroying it and opening it either way, but he would say that about some stuff and kind of had some foresight. Like I think we had the original Lion King soundtrack, which is an iconic as fuck soundtrack, and like he's like, I'll probably be worth something. I'm sure I tore it apart and listened to it, but some people think ahead. I don't.
Yeah, remember we did that last Blockbuster documentary last year, and we talked about the fact that when VHS tapes originally became available, they were a fortune.
Right.
Because basically the only
70s,
people that
80s.
only people could afford to buy them were video rental stores.
Right.
And the rest of us
like
were just...
What was the deal with that? They were like kind of buying the rights to it in a sense, too?
In a way, yeah. Like the rental rights to it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. But then now they just have the little FBI warning. Don't redistribute it. And I think there is like a weird law, right? Like, don't quote me, but I think like if you technically show a movie in your house to like more than 10 people, it's illegal.
There's supposed to be something like that.
There's something like that.
Yeah.
And the only way around that is like if you're in a classroom or an educational, obviously. But like if it's more, there's some weird number that's actually not that crazy. Like you could easily have 15 people in my house and watch a movie, but technically illegal.
Yeah, like if we were to have an event here, we showed a movie.
No, when we do it, we're doing it illegally. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, probably so.
What was the FBI gonna fucking grapple down from the roof and get mad because we're watching Pumping Iron together? Fuck you, FBI.
I bet if we filmed that would go very viral.
We could fake it, yeah. We could definitely fake it. Get some military folk.
I found this thing. It actually came up in my my Instagram like stories or whatever. I think it was stories or whatever. But it was this company. This is the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's dope. That's the thing from that's what we all live in WALL-E when we all get too fat. You ever seen WALL-E?
No.
Oh, you need to see WALL-E.
I've never seen WALL-E. I've heard that it's really good. I just never
WALL-E.
Seen it.
You know, like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And how that's like a
right.
WALL-E is like a more real version. Makes it kind of cute and even more disturbing.
So this is a company. It's called.
I want one.
Piaggio forward, and they make like things that follow you, baskets that follow you,
like
or
a Roomba.
Yeah,
like a Roomba cart. No, imagine your beers. You're golfing, and you got some beers in that thing. No, that's amazing.
The video that I saw is that it's not still in here. I guess it must have been on their story, but it was a guy packing his like picnic.
Yeah, I love
like
that.
Solo picnic. He
Love
puts
that.
a ton of shit in this rolling thing in it, and he goes to the.
I wonder how fast it can move.
I don't know.
Because if it could follow me on my bicycle, I would never drive here. I would just like throw all my shit in there.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because like certain days I want to ride my bike here. Like yesterday I rode a bike here, and then I forgot us like our new stickers for the drop and stuff. I didn't forget it, but I'm like, how am I gonna fucking carry that?
Yeah.
So then I had to bring it today when I drove.
Yeah.
But if I had my little Wally could just follow me around downtown.
Yeah, it does look like Wally. I hadn't really noticed that
sick.
before.
I love that.
It's crazy.
No, I
think
love that shit.
Yeah, who know? I don't see anybody having it follow him on a bike. I don't know. We'll
Yeah, it's moving kind of
may
slow. Like even these people that it's following, they're like strolling. They're not even walking.
Right.
They're strolling.
Right.
And I walk.
Yeah, they're not on a fast clip. They're not speed walking here at all.
Yeah.
This is not cardio.
But it could be
apparently.
cool at like a little party, you know, if you could like send it to a buddy across the room.
Oh, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
moving fridge kind of.
Maybe this is how our drinks will get delivered in bars in the future.
Oh, I would love that.
It's just
would
a
love
robot
that.
carries it over.
Yeah, I would
A
love
little like R2D2 unit.
If we could be eventually that will probably be the norm, but if you could do that, it'd be the first guy and make it like a novelty bar.
Yeah.
Crush it.
Remember R2D2 on Jabba the Hutt's barge had a drink service on his head.
I think they did that though. Poor guy. Poor guy got modified.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested in looking at this, it's the Piaggio
Italian, eh?
PIAGGIO fast forward.
I like it. I do like stuff like that.
It's craziness. Super Bowl, you watch?
We watched. I like the Super Bowl, man. I do. I like sports a lot, and I just don't talk about them a lot because I don't follow them as closely as I used to. I used to listen to I don't commute.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to a lot of sports radio when I commuted.
Right.
Driving 45 minutes to like Davis or West Sac every day was a lot different than driving literally a mile to the gym every day. So I used to listen to a lot of sports radio, and then I used to have cable. Right. And so, Amazon Prime will show like one football game a week or something, but it's really hard to watch sports now.
It is harder, yeah.
Yeah.
I really...
Like you think that's the one thing getting left behind in the stream era, I feel like. I mean,
sports.
like you can obviously buy Fox and you can buy NBC or Peacock or whatever, but then now you have to buy 20 of them to watch. Or how do you get TNT? I don't even know how to, like, that's where all the basketball lives.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm sure someone has a Hulu but Hulu charge you $80 for it.
Or do you have to go to...
That's what it is, actually. It's Hulu.
It's Hulu?
So I did the $30. I think I've already bitched about this. Sorry, guys.
Feel free.
I did like the $30 Hulu 2 years ago because it's live sports, and that's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like within a year, they're like, "Yeah, bumping it up $20." I'm like, "All right, well, at this point, no, $60 a month or something."
Yeah.
No, fuck you. So that's the first time too in my life where I said no, and I cut it. Normally I'd just be like, "Man, I really like my sports," but I cut it. I think Hulu's but then without that, how are you gonna fucking watch sports?
That's a good question. You can get like, I don't know. There's not like, I mean, you can go with the individual packages, but
NBA Live or whatever.
But sometimes there are blackouts on those.
There's that, and then like I like TNT.
Yeah,
like TNT basketball is probably the best sports thing on the planet. You could not like basketball and love to watch Shaq and Barkley just talk shit all day. It's funny. They're funny guys. They're funnier than Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Where do you get ESPN if you don't?
I think you can buy ESPN
separately?
streaming. But that's stupid. Oh, actually, it's with Disney now, but I don't know how that works, right? Disney owns
part of the Disney package, maybe.
Yeah,
I think there's like a big package that's Disney Plus, ESPN stuff, and Hulu.
Even that though, I bought Disney before, like 6 months before it came out on a paid in full.
Oh,
so
really?
I paid like $200 for like 4 years of Disney.
Really?
Yeah, it came out to like $2 a month.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I have Disney, but then I don't have any other shit. So, long story short, I love the fucking Super Bowl. I think one of the roomies, I think Kyle or someone has like Peacock Plus for like 6 months. So we luckily signed in, watched the Super Bowl on that. Loved the halftime show. I even like the commercials. They're not the best commercials ever, but I liked them.
They're not as good as they used to be, but
for sure not.
We can say that over and over, but
I think multiple reasons, like anything, like it's hard to come up with a super unique idea now, right? Because everyone's commercials been around a long time.
Everything, yeah.
And then 2, their budgets are probably less because probably less people are watching it. Like Coca-Cola didn't do a single commercial. They bowed out.
Really?
Yeah, they bowed out on purpose. And like, I imagine they weighed their budgets, and commercials probably just don't have the same selling power as they used to.
Yeah.
And so even if you do decide to throw a big commercial up, you're probably lowering your budget because the selling power is not there. And so, yeah, the creativity, there's still some solid ones, but I agree. They're not as original.
The halftime show was fine.
I liked it. I was surprised how many people went crazy for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like normally they talk shit on it. And that, or am I remembering wrong?
It depends. It usually is pretty divisive sometimes, actually.
Yeah, and I feel like
absolutely love them and they absolutely hate them. If you watch Twitter, you can find either or both of those all the time.
I feel like this one was more largely accepted or liked than in the past.
How do you feel about the fat shaming of 50 Cent, who was not that fat?
No, he's not fat at all. He's actually still kind of jacked. But if you go back and watch the music video, like he's shredded. That's the difference. Like you can't hang upside down and be like 15% body fat and look good. Like you got to be shredded to look good. And he was back in the day.
And I'm of two minds about this because the jokes are funny.
No, they're
amazing. They're clever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not really fair because he's not really that.
Well, and I don't want to break it up, but like if that was a woman, right, and we're doing these jokes, it's not cool. But now it's 50, and we're doing these jokes, and it's funny.
Now, I can make this joke about Mary J. Blige. She had more extensions than a Marriott hotel.
I think she killed it, too. I think that's always just been the look and the vibe. What I don't get about 50 is in that music video, and this is like my love of era hip-hop that came out in like 8th grade, is there's this really cool scene where I think he's so he was shirtless in the music video, upside down. Mm-hmm. And this one he wore his little Gucci wife beater. I don't know if wife beater's allowed to be said anymore. White tank top under shirt.
Was it a tank top or was it a muscle shirt? I think it was a white muscle shirt.
I don't know, but in the music video it's a wife beater, which I don't know where we sit there.
Yeah.
But
they call them A shirts when they're not being
when they're not abusive.
When they're not being misogynistic, yeah.
But in the music video, I think he's got a beater on. And he's jogging on a treadmill with a VMO or a VO2 Max mask.
Oh.
So why didn't we do that one?
Yeah.
Why has it got to be upside down?
Yeah, why is it got to be upside down?
Yeah, he could have been on a treadmill and we would have got the same vibe. So I don't knock 50, I knock the creative director for that one.
Yeah, they got to be a...
and it would have looked just as cool. It's just as iconic, him like running on the treadmill. But overall, I think it was sick. I'm a huge Snoop Dogg fan. I'm not a big fan of Snoop Dogg's music in particular, but he fucking crushed it. That was great. Dre crushed it on the piano. Eminem's iconic. Kendrick Lamar, I'm the biggest fan of. Anderson .Paak, who's like a low key, actually the guest of that thing. He played drums for Eminem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's a big like kind of funk soul. He's like a throwback in 2022. He's a young guy, a bunch of music, but he plays like funk and soul, and he's one of my favorite artists ever. So I was fucking sick to see him on there. I mean, it's just my genre of music, right? So of course I'm gonna like it.
I'm not the target of this. Yeah. Like my favorite of all time was probably the one with Tom Petty, and probably the best of all time was the one with Prince. Yeah.
I mean, Prince is iconic as shit. That's like the meme going out now is wow, finally they decided to choose cool artists rather than Beach Boys or whatever for old people. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Y'all are not as young as you used to be.
Eminem was banging in like 1995. That's when it came up. That's 30 years ago. Like that ain't. Yeah. That's it. And when Prince performed, he was probably 10, 20 years past his prime.
Probably so. Yeah. He was just so good. He was so good.
But that's what they're kind of known for, right? Like the Super Bowl doesn't do who's hot right now, even though they did do The Weeknd last year.
Yeah.
And he's pretty hot right now in the last 5 years. But typically I feel like they do take someone about 10 years, 15 years removed that is true iconic. Like The Weeknd's good.
Yeah.
But like Eminem's iconic. Prince is iconic. Then the Rolling Stones, fucking iconic.
Right.
Like those guys are going down as history as are Beethoven's.
Right.
I don't know if The Weeknd is.
No, I think The Weeknd is not.
I don't know if Shakira is.
No.
But Dre, Snoop, Rolling Stones, obviously. I'm trying to think of other ones. Michael Jackson did one, I assume.
Yeah,
of course. Fucking Prince. There's a lot of people. Madonna.
Yeah.
I don't even like Madonna, but she's in the category.
It's hard to deny Madonna, whether you like Madonna or not.
I don't like a single song she's ever made, and she's top 50 artist of our time for sure.
You don't want to hear her isolated vocals.
I don't want to hear shit by her, actually. I hate that genre of music is what it is.
Oh, really?
80s like electro-pop, I guess. I don't know what you would technically call it. I hate that.
But she's in, oh my God, Vision Quest. She's in the movie Vision Quest.
Don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh my God. That's like one of the greatest sports movies of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's about a wrestler, high school wrestler. And
it probably goes into the era of I didn't watch old movies for a long time.
And it contains probably one of the greatest speeches about sports in any movie ever.
Maybe I've seen a clip then.
It's the character, his name is Loudon Swain, works in a hotel as a room service waiter while he's in high school. And he's trying to make weight for this wrestling match against like this legendary high school wrestler who looks like he's 35 and a little bit like the new Jack Reacher guy. I don't know if you've seen him. Yeah. And the guy was talking about how he wants to come and watch. He's like, tell me when it is, I'll be there. He's like, well, hey, like you're gonna like miss work or whatever. I don't want you to do that. He's like, no. And he gives this whole speech about watching Pele on TV playing soccer.
Yeah.
And like how amazed that he was, like this is something humans can do. And like it's almost a tearjerker. It's so good.
I'll have to look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's so good. Where was I going with that?
No.
Madonna.
Sports, Super Bowl.
Madonna is in it.
Halftime show.
Yeah, she does "Crazy for You."
Yeah.
Like sings it in a club. You're supposed to think that she's just coming up, but they shot this movie before she was really anybody. So,
oh, really? So it was kind of early. Oh, interesting. Yeah, just not a fan, but she's iconic. Same thing.
Yeah, and The Weeknd I don't get. I don't know. I couldn't tell you one song by The Weeknd.
Yeah, if you heard it, you definitely would know it.
I'm sure, but I couldn't tell you what it was
Even
called.
me, I'm just not the biggest fan. He's good, but he's not these guys.
Speaking of the new Jack Reacher, have you seen the new Jack Reacher at all?
No.
I'll see if I can bring it up. The dude who so the thing was like Tom Cruise did 2 Jack Reacher movies.
Yeah.
And everybody was pissed off because Tom Cruise is like 5, 6.5 on a tall day.
Jack Reacher's a book?
But yeah, it's a series of books.
And people loved them.
24 books, yeah. Like really kind of rough and tumble mysteries.
Is it like Punisher-esque? It is in my brain.
It is
I've
a little
never
bit, yeah.
seen the Punisher. I've never seen Jack Reacher, but they're both the same-ish thing.
Speaking of Hulu, The Punisher is coming to Hulu.
A new one?
Yes.
Because I know that was a big deal, too.
Yes.
But I've never really watched it.
Same guy. You didn't watch it at all? You didn't watch any of the Marvel?
No. Everyone says
Netflix
I look
stuff?
like Berenthal, too.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
His uncle
Ugly
is...
bastard. Poor guy.
Yes. That sucks. His, goddamn, his uncle is like a famous wrestler.
WWE?
Yeah. Yeah, probably WWF.
Yeah. Or even WCW.
I'm not. It's not going to come up right now, but
I don't think I ever got into the Punisher, but I get the idea. Never watched Jack Reacher. Got the idea. I don't know if those are like right up my alley. I like superhero. You know, I want some fucking lasers. Or I don't, because they're kind of the in between guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same issue with James Bond. I like James Bond, but I don't love James Bond.
So this guy put out a video.
So brand new everything.
Yeah. So he's
train like? Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for a YouTube video. I'm gonna do your workout, pretty boy.
It's a upper body one.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I think you do this one.
This is brand new, right?
Yeah, this just came out.
Remind me after the show to send it to me. I'm gonna do this guy's shit workout.
So he's 6'2", but the character is supposed to be 6'5", and
that's closer than Tom.
6'5", 6'5", probably 250.
Yeah.
So
a hunk.
He was 205. And they needed to put at least 30 pounds on him so that he would look 250 on
and
screen.
He did keto, and he worked out twice a day, and he got there.
They didn't say anything about keto.
Nothing else. Nothing else was involved.
Yeah, but I don't believe there was nothing else involved.
Nope. Neither with my boy from the Eternals.
Oh,
not a thing. That's the juiciest Hollywood transformation of all time. He looks the most androgenic. He looks almost more androgenic than The Rock.
His already large jaw, I think, grew.
No,
it's
he looks
crazy.
like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks insane. There's one picture of him in a tank top, and his delts are just like veiny and pop out. It looks like a testicle. Like I've never seen delts like that. This guy doesn't look that juicy, but he definitely is probably on a little saucy sauce.
Yeah,
he looks good. He looks normal-ish. He looks healthy at least.
Yeah. No, he doesn't look weird. He's just really big.
Yeah.
He just looks really, really big for 6'2".
Yeah, he looks like Thor.
Yeah.
Thor got a little juicy in a couple movies, but
Thor is taller though. Yeah.
Is he?
I think
know.
so.
I just assume they're all about 6'2", but I have no clue.
I think Thor is like 6'5". Or...
Hammer press, 25 reps. This is trash.
I
hate I hate Hollywood fitness.
And I'm curious about
why is he doing a skull crusher like that?
I don't know.
Like that just makes it awkward. You're not doing anything special by holding a neutral grip like that.
I don't have any idea.
I hate you all. But I'm literally going to do this. 21s are disproven decades ago.
Well, I mean, if you want some muscle soreness,
yeah,
they're excellent for delayed onset muscle soreness or like immediate onset muscle soreness.
All right, what are we doing? Yeah, that's fine.
Doing French extensions, press. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, I'll do this workout Friday and film it for fucking YouTube.
There you go. Anyway, check out an episode of the show. It's Netflix. Netflix. It's easy enough to watch.
And this one's new, so it starts new. Like, there's not going to be. I don't need to know what's going on.
You don't need to know what's going on. No, you don't. Not at all. I don't know who his trainer is, but we probably would find out.
Oh, Dog Pound. I know Dog Pound. I had a friend that was a trainer at Dog Pound.
Maybe it's this guy.
Yeah. No, she left.
Oh. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, Dog Pound's a big gym in New York, and then kind of a Hollywood, hipster spot. I mean, they do real training, which is cool, right? You don't see him on a fucking Basu ball with a fucking
Yeah.
At least he's got a barbell in his hand, which is cool.
I didn't see anything.
I'll stop talking shit.
Sorry,
Mr. Handsome.
That disturbed me there. I'm gonna try to see if I can stop that and get to this for the first time, maybe ever. I managed to actually not start recording anything but video. So I'm gonna have to be pulling the audio off the video. So if it sounds a little different in the first 10-15 minutes of the show, that's probably why.
Yeah.
I have to pull this article up. This is what brought us together today. I had it up earlier, but there it is. There it is. Okay, I'm not going to put it up on the screen. But we talked about how the fact that we're not going to talk about this one ahead of time.
Yeah, I have no clue what we're talking about.
Okay, so
besides Blu-ray.
Here's the thing. Here's the question. We hear a lot about calorie restriction.
Yeah.
We hear a lot about carrying a lower body weight.
Yeah.
People jump on the health benefits. The question is, how much calorie restriction do you need? Like, there are things like, I don't know, like the McDougall diet, which is really engineered for you to be like one of those long-lived primates.
Yeah.
Where your body weight is, your BMI is low, your body weight is low, and it's forever, and you're supposed to live for a really long time.
Yeah.
That seems extreme.
Yeah.
To be like essentially skin and bones. They're family friends that have done this,
sure.
And it's just like, oh my God, you're so skinny.
Yeah, it's the same idea though. Like, their reasoning is maybe 10% scientific, and a lot of it's like they just quote like ancestry.
Yeah,
like when we were cavemen, we only ate once a week,
or
we could only handle 3,000 calories a week because we couldn't find an elk to kill. Those are like the reasoning behind it.
And I think that we can see,
but those people are dead.
Those people are dead. Yeah,
they didn't live long.
The thing that we find out more and more is that we don't really people who are designing these diets that are supposed to be like ancient whatever, paleo whatever.
Yeah. The Spleen Queen.
Yeah, they have no idea.
That's my new name, by the way.
Spleen Queen, the liver king, Spleen Queen.
The Spleen Queen.
Spleen Queen. There you go.
Yeah.
How do you find a spleen to eat it?
I don't know. That dude's eating a lot of testicles, so I don't really know why his name's Liver.
Well, that's not where he's getting his extra testosterone.
Yeah. Yeah, even like him, like he'll say stuff like, our ancestors thought that if you have heart issues, you eat the heart of something healthy and you have no heart issues. And I'm like, that's fine that our ancestors said that, and that's a cool quote for our history class.
Yeah.
But that's not a quote we bring into our nutrition class.
No.
Yeah, right? Like, that's just such a huge difference. Like, we're living longer, healthier lives than we've ever lived in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
And diet's probably excess calories, although they have made us fat and unhealthy. Excess calories have also what made us live longer.
Yeah.
Like they're like that's just the truth. And obviously medicine and modern day pharmaceuticals and health protocols and insulated housing and all these things play a large role. Not running from tigers, all these things are huge, but having calories that we can grab at the blink of an eye. Someone made a quote, and I don't know how true this is. You might know better than I. Not made a quote, but said, it was on a podcast, so you always got to fact check these bitches, and I never do. But they basically said that the only humans that are starving nowadays are because of political reasons.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that too, yeah.
And I wonder how true that is. Like, I'm sure there's some tribe somewhere that's non-political that probably is still living but struggling. But I'd imagine, because like growing up even, like the joke or the saying would be like, kids are starving in Africa, like eat your food, like be grateful kind of deal, And although that sentiment sounds great from a sixth grader screaming at a sixth grader, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And Africa is just always the place that gets the bunt of the joke, even though there's plenty of places in America, South America that are just as fucked, Asia. But I do wonder how true that is. And I imagine it sounds like it could be very true, like when my logical brain. But I'm no politician.
Countries that won't accept aid.
Right, or cut off like some bad regime, and they cut off certain parts of their counties to maintain power or whatever the fuck.
It's regional, it's religion, it's it's racial, it's whatever.
So it does make sense. But I don't know where you're headed, but I think that when people talk about restricting calories being healthy or carrying less body weight being healthy, and I try to be clear when I speak about it, is that it's when you are on the edge or are unhealthy that these things will make an immediate and healthy effect, right? If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic and you restrict calories, start to exercise, you can reverse those things quickly. If you're a little bit overweight, I'm a little bit overweight. Like I'm 225 and I'm 5'9", like by all standards, health or otherwise, I'm probably a little heavy. But I have none of these issues. I don't have blood pressure issues. I don't have sugar, glucose issues. I don't have fatty acid. I don't have these things. So me going to 1,000 calories a day,
it's not going to really.
Yeah, although I may lose some weight, and maybe in 50 years it could have an effect.
Right.
Like being 225 and my height and stature, muscle or otherwise, at 60 years old probably is more risky than me doing it at 33. And I have that in my brain. Like I have a 10, 20-year fitness plan that I want to be more like 180 pounds, but.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah, but
there's the problem right there. We all kind of feel that way, and yet.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that just restricting calories for everyone is going to be a longevity. Being like healthy, and I've talked about this forever with you on podcasts. Like the health and fitness industry, the more you get into it, it's less healthy and less fit. Even restricting calories forever doesn't make you fit. Like fit means that you are of par to do a task. Right? And when we talk about fitness, that typically means running, moving, lifting, and restricting calories doesn't help that. And if you're fit to be a parent or fit to be a whatever the fuck, golfer, doesn't matter, are you of shape or condition to do that task? And restricting calories for the average person, and I hate to say average person because I know the average person in America technically is fat, but of the average, probably won't do that.
Right.
If you're trying to be competitive at something or get better at something or accomplish something, maintenance is probably the answer with a variety of fruits and veggies.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an article about a study, and I did not read the underlying study because I do not have a subscription to
bastards.
To science, or I can get access to Medscape, but I didn't do that for this. Basically, what this article says is that calorie restriction improves metabolic and immune responses that help determine how long a person lives and how many years of good health they enjoy 2 years of moderate calorie restriction reprogram the pathways in fat cells that help regulate the way mitochondria generate energy, the body's anti-inflammatory responses, and potentially longevity.
I'd believe that, and it makes sense, I think, to even what we're talking about, right? Because say you're an adult at, let's just make it up, though, 30 years old, right?
Yeah.
And you only eaten a slight calorie surplus for your entire life. You're not going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's a slight calorie surplus, you're going to gain a pound you even just gain a pound a year.
Yeah.
Which is nothing.
Right.
Gaining 8 pounds.
Super easy.
Yeah. To gain 8 pounds a year is 2 more bites of salad a night. And then long term, 30, 40 years down the road, you're 60, 70, 80 years old, you probably will be more unhealthy.
Yeah.
But you go into an actual calorie restriction, and I do believe some of the evolutionary sense of that, we probably do need calorie restriction at some point. Probably is kind of a good reset. And when you're talking about like detox and this and that, I hate those words, and they're obviously misused everywhere, but there's probably some kind of metabolic benefit long term to restricting calories at some point.
Makes some sense.
Yeah. I won't, like, that argument is much different than we ate one elk every 6 months, I need to starve, I need to fast.
Yeah.
It's a much different argument.
Yeah. And I mean, that's people talk about that as like a metabolic reset that sort of works against you.
Yeah, and it can. And even how drastic your calorie, and obviously it's by scale, but if you're a competitive bodybuilder, figure, physique, and you go too hard too long, it will fuck up your hormones. It'll fuck up your metabolism. Like it can have long-lasting effects. That can be reversed most of the time, but yeah, if you're eating 1,000, again, a big dude eating 1,000 calories for a year long, probably not healthy for any function.
Yeah, I would imagine so. This new study used data gathered by Pennington Biomedical's comprehensive assessment of long-term effects of reducing intake of energy. The long-running calorie restriction trial in humans. This new study is published in the journal Science, and that is February 2022 Science. This a thing I've heard before. Studies have shown that restricting calories by 40% in rodents extended their lives, but their trade-offs were trade-offs in growth, reproduction, and immunity. However, calorie restriction also reduces the levels of gene-encoding platelet-activating factor acetylhydrolase (PLA2G7), reducing PLA2G7 produces health benefits that include lowering age-related inflammation and improving metabolic health. If researchers find a way to harness PLA2G7, they could create a treatment to extend a person's health span, the time an individual experiences good health. Oof, yeah. So for me, like that health span is not a term I'd ever heard before, but I get it because like what's happened in my family is that like people live reasonably long lives, and the previous generations like lived very long lives, but they were not always healthy the whole time.
Right. Yeah, like why is the conversation most of the time how long you can live?
Yeah, like who wants to live and be just a portion of yourself,
right?
And
that's my high school basketball coach, one of my mentors, Dean Stark. He's super health nut.
If you can avoid it.
Yeah, way beyond me and health nut. Some people dig deep into the organic versus non or whatever, where he's all about it, right? And he said to me once even that he believed that exercise was more important than diet if you had to hypothetically just choose one. And going to that argument versus longevity versus quality, I'd probably agree.
Yeah.
Right? Like we've known many a large human that move well. They do lunges and they do running and they can do these things. Like you're probably going to have a better feeling life. We're all going to fucking die around 80, 90 if we're lucky, right? Like wouldn't you want to smash until 70, 80?
Yeah.
Rather than like live to 100 and be kind of frail at 50, 60,
And I don't have another study to point to at the moment, but like what you hear more and more lately that walking is like just one of the most critical things.
Yeah. Well, and that's why like squatting is a thing, and it sounds all hippity dippity, and obviously I use it for performance and strength and motivation for myself. But like, you lose the ability to like control your body through space.
Right.
How are you supposed to get off a couch, in a car, out of car? Like, the harder that stuff becomes, the shittier your life goes, and it can go away inch by inch.
Yeah.
First, you just can't get out your car, and then you got to use your arm to get out the car. Now you need 2 arms to get out the car. Now you need someone to help you get out the car, right? Like, that can decline quickly if you allow your muscles and movement patterns to disappear.
And, I mean, and the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Shower, bath, all like everyday shit. No pun intended. Like, the more you do, like, the gym can help with that and feel good doing that. Like, we've seen it. We've seen people older, bigger, whatever, moving great, feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
Can we 100% eliminate the risk of, like, heart attacks and all this stuff? Like, I don't know what the science says, but I'm pretty sure the science says a lot of that's still genetic.
Yeah.
Right? You can eat pretty good. You can lift pretty good. You can be a solid body fat, percentage, healthy, and still get a stroke.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, maybe we need to stop focusing so much on fasting, pay some attention to our nutrition for sure. Right? If you're eating McDonald's all day, we know that that's probably not going to lead you in the right direction. But yeah, how can we move a little bit better? And obviously, I'm biased as a like strength and conditioning guy. I think movement truly is medicine, but I really do think it could fix so many issues. And we've proven that too when we talked about slight calorie deficit in someone that's pre-diabetic, that has blood pressure. Slight calorie deficit can fix some of that, but so can just lifting weights. You lift weights for 6 months and hypothetically don't change your diet, and you're probably going to have at least a potential to reverse some of that stuff.
Yeah, and chances are you'll change your diet without actually paying attention to it.
You eat Big Macs, 6 Big Macs a day, and then you're going to the gym. You're not going to want to go to the gym. So if your motivation really is to go to the gym, you're going to take away some of those Big Macs. You're going to puke or not feel good in the gym.
Yeah, you're just going to be less hungry too, probably.
Literally,
or more hungry for different things.
Right.
I think that there's a lot of weird stuff behind instinctual eating, and when I say instinctual, I don't mean like, oh, this is going to be, this number of calories, that kind of instinctual eating. I mean the kind of instinct that is inside your body that tells you I need to eat these things.
Yeah, I get it a lot, or not a lot, but often I'll be like, damn, like not only in my cerebrally sometimes I'm like, haven't had a veggie in a while, or like yesterday I was like, man, I need some like fruit because I eat veggies pretty good, but I never buy fruit. I don't know why. It always goes rotten and then I feel bad. I'll buy a stack of bananas, I'll eat 2 and then 3 go bad. I feel bad, so I don't buy a lot of fruit. I was like, dude, I need like a fruit. So I went and got an acai bowl with all these fruits, and I'm like, that kind of like, but my gut kind of told me, I need some fruity shit.
Yeah, and I think that the problem with that is it's just not systematic, and not everybody has it. But if you have it, it's
we don't pay attention, right? Self-awareness and everything beyond psychology. You're not going to the gym. You're not even focusing on your food ever. You're eating just those Big Macs. You don't know what the other side feels like. Right. But if you just eat like whole foods for 6 months, now you kind of know what that feels like. Yeah. And once you get the engine kind of stirring, I think you can find that instinct a little bit.
It just gets easier. Speaking of falling down, I was just thinking about Bob Saget dying. And they
just had head. Did anything come of that? They just say bumped his head.
Impact on the back of his head, but like fractures on the front. So they think that he hit the ground so hard that when his brain rebounded to the front of his head, that it fractured.
But they didn't say if he just like slipped or.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They're never going to know.
Someone may know.
They're never going to.
Dexter knows, but won't tell us.
Who knows? But like, I mean, he wouldn't be the target of anything. They also said he was COVID positive, and he had COVID 3 weeks before or something.
Who knows, right? You get fucking lightheaded or. Coughed, sneezed too hard. People sneeze the fucking lung up, right? Like, so you just sneeze so hard, you get a little lightheaded, bump something. Who knows, I guess.
Yeah. I think I may have fractured a rib at one point sneezing.
No, I don't think that's uncommon.
Yeah, just such a terrible, sad kind of thing to die alone in a hotel room. Yeah. I mean, you hope it was like he was out and just gone.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. And same idea. Dude, tall, kind of slender guy.
Right.
But that just isn't always a factor.
No. Well, when you're tall, there's so much further to fall with your head.
Right. Well, and your blood's still got to go a lot of places if we're just talking general health. And, there's a bunch of issues. Genetics just plays such a large role in things, and people don't want to give it up that way. But all we can do our best is to try to combat that and play the odds.
Yeah. Do we have any news from the powerlifting world of late? I don't.
Big meet in Miami, I watched a little bit.
Yeah.
Where we got a little meeting, stirring up some stuff here. We'll see what's happening. Maybe 2022, we got a couple events going on. Love to have you guys out, party, come lift, come watch. running second Saturdays here at 3rd Street. If you guys are in California or Nevada, Oregon, we don't really give a shit. But every second Saturday, we're running open gyms here. So just a free day. We blast the music, have a good time, good energy in here. If you got a PR to pull or something in your programming, it's a really good day to show up. A lot of people showed up, I guess, this last week. We had a lot of fun. That's kind of it in my world, man. That's kind of it. Lifting myself, having a good time.
Remember that World's Strongest Man's coming.
Yeah, that's in May too.
May 24th through 29th.
Yeah, if you guys are in California, here for World's Strongest Man, we're literally less than half a mile away from the event. Doors are open. We got day passes. We'll be kicking it. We'll probably try to sneak over to more events this year. Who knows? Hopefully they make it more of like an expo. And I don't want to talk shit on them because I know people work hard and we have a lot of friends in that world. But like, it was just like it felt like I don't even know. Like no sports event I've ever been to where you literally just like checked in, sat there, watched for half an hour, and left.
Yeah.
Like even a basketball game, like you're going in and someone's trying to sell you a credit card, someone's passing you a beer. There's something to fucking do. There's a halftime show. Like there's some kind of event. It felt less eventy than a powerlifting meet. A powerlifting meet, you could buy a T-shirt from somebody. Somebody's selling you a T-shirt and a belt. Yeah. At every powerlifting meet. This thing, there was nothing. Yeah. So like, and obviously it was 70% of COVID-y, but it was outdoors. So hopefully this year, as California is lifting some restrictions and maybe World's Strongest Man gets a little more confident in what they're doing, they can make it like a cool event. It felt like a TV event. Yeah. And not really an in-person event. Yeah, it felt like an applause sign was going to pop up for us to clap. Yeah, it didn't feel like you were watching a show that was for you as a live audience. Yeah. Yeah. Does that make sense? Right. And I get that it's a sport, and so they have to just do their thing. But, yeah, why is there no booth? Why is there no something going on, a little carnival? And our old SAC location is really cool. You know, it literally looks like you just hopped in a fucking John Wayne movie or some shit. Like, it's a cool spot. Hopefully that's back there again this year. Yeah, I assume so. Sure. They haven't announced, but I assume so. I assume so, too. Because they have a lot of space they can do cool shit. Yeah. It's just a matter of if they organize it and stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to that. That's coming up quicker than we think. Yeah. 2 months, 8 weeks. Very, very quick. But yeah, we're jamming. I think that's all about all I got today. Ladies and gentlemen, 3sb.co. Again, catch it while it's hot. 3rdstreetbarbell.com. 3rd Street Barbell on Instagram. I'm selling Mike. Everyone to find me. And please give it a rating review. It really helps us. We'll catch you next Wednesday. I am at the Jim McDonald on all the social medias. This show is 50% facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. And if you enjoy this show, and I got a lot of comments from people about the episode that we did with Sam Schaefer, the adaptive CrossFit guy. If you enjoy these episodes, share them with friends. Just send them out, whatever. Ratings and reviews, those are cool too. But the thing that's probably the most powerful is share it with a friend and ask them to take a listen to something that you enjoyed about our episode. Even if it's not the whole episode, just tell them, give them a time code, whatever. But we'd appreciate it. And we'll talk to you Friday. There's a Topic Thunder on Friday. And then next week, a regular episode.